Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the great things about our program is that we do these live trades where we come online, an experienced trader comes online, walks you through their analysis, sort of a teaching moment, and then recommends a trade that you can copy to see how accurate the tools work. Only difference between me and you is I have learned how to read the indicators. And once you learn how to do that, you will hopefully be as good as me. When you are a light, you get access to what's kind of a limited schedule, what's up here in the yellow. However, once you join the coaching program, we do a live trade every morning at 10 a.m. Typically, that tends to be a little scalp trade. We also do a live trade right now. We started about 30 minutes ago at 6 p.m. This is tends to be a long-term trade. And we do another trade at 10 p.m. Eastern time that focuses on the Australian market. And if that's not enough for you, we've got an additional paid session at 8 p.m. So lots of opportunities to trade, collect pips. Historically, on these trades, we have averaged 150 pips a week. But you can judge that for yourself as we are going to start trading right now. Now I work through a little checklist. It's kind of like a pilot's checklist to make sure I'm going through my routine. When I veer off from my routine, I find I make mistakes, and mistakes here cost us money. So I like to stay very focused. I make sure my green chart and MetaTrader 4 are connected and live. It is good practice to turn your green chart on and off once a day to refresh the memory, and that keeps it from lagging. At the end of every day, not just with your trading activity, but with your just life activity, it is good to review the day and figure out what you could have done a little bit better and make some incremental changes to improve that. So with trading, at the end of every day, I want to take a look at what trades didn't go the way I thought and make adjustments appropriately. As we are technical traders, we are trading, based on the price action, and our indicators are very good at picking up the price action. We want to know what news items might impact currency pairs so that we can trade around them. And we figure out where those news items, when those news items are by going to forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com breaks news down into 3 categories. Yellow is low impact, orange is medium impact, and red is high impact. These red ones I want to know about and trade around. So we've got kind of clear sailing up until tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I typically want to be out of a trade at least 2 hours before a news event, because sometimes you start to see the news event leaks a little bit beforehand and it starts to impact currency prices. And we just are not news traders. We're not trading on news. We are trading based on price action, and our indicators are very, very good at figuring out what the price action and predicting what's going to happen. So we've got clear sailing tonight. So with that, let us jump over and find setup. Now we've got a dozen different a dozen different signals. When you go into coaching, what we're going to do is show you some of the signals and then find a signal that kind of resonates with how you like to trade and then build a trade plan around it. I use a trade principally called the 10-point trade, which basically tries to get all the lines to line up. And when we get a majority of the lines lining up, that is a good setup. I am using the chart that is in your standard layouts called the Light 6 Major. I like to consider this a composite chart because it's showing me 6 different currency pairs, all on a 1-hour chart. And I am going to start with the first chart, and I start with the middle section of the chart, the majors and minors. And basically, the red and green line is the major indicator. The black and gray is the minor indicator. The horizontal red is the oversold line. Horizontal blue is the overbought line. I am looking for situations where the market is either oversold, which means these lines are down below the red, or overbought, the lines are above the blue. And when they are below the red, I want them pointing up. When they're above the blue, I want them pointing down. So here on the Australian USD, we are we're both oversold and overbought. Here the majors are indicating that we're oversold entering the channel. The minors are indicating that we are overbought going down. So I don't have agreement here. I want everybody to agree. And not only everybody here to agree, but I want agreement here and here. And when I can get agreement across the board, I've got a trade that's likely to do what I want. So I'm just going to cruise through here and look for the setup that I want. Euro USD, we are oversold and going down. Can I make a good trade when we're oversold and going down? Yes, but given my trade parameters, I feel more comfortable if I can catch a trade when the lines are above the line and going down and ride it from overbought to oversold or oversold to overbought. On a 1-hour chart, a trade is worth anywhere from 5 to 35 pips, and I'm looking to get in and out within 1 to 3 hours. So I don't have the setup that I want here. Pound USD, we are oversold. Minors are going up, majors are going down, so I don't have agreement. Likelihood is, even if I did have a good signal here, I want to know what time it is in the markets that I'm trading. So right now it's midnight in England, and it's after business here. So both of these are non-morning time. I want to have at least one pair of morning time when I'm trading it. Indicators work better when there's a higher volume. There's higher volume when it's daytime in one of the markets. U.S. Canadian dollar, again, it's off market, but we don't have agreement. Majors are going down, minors are going up. We're oversold. Dollar Swiss franc, overbought. Everybody is going up, so we're going to pass. Dollar yen. Okay, so it's approaching morning time in Japan. We are overbought. Everybody's going down. Miners have run through the channel. That's okay. I'm not as concerned if the miners have run through the channel. The majors are just entering the channel. So I've got 3 points here. Point number 1 is we're overbought. Point number 2 is everybody's pointing down. And point number 3, we've got what I call the double cross, where the red line is over the top of the green line and the black line is over the top of the gray line. One thing I don't like here, which is very hard to see, is there's a little kink in the green line right here, where we're going from more steep to less steep. I want this line to go from less steep to more steep. So right now it looks kind of straight, but it's kinking in and out a little bit. I prefer that it kinks the other way. So when I get 3 points here, I want to take a look and see what's going on with the TNTs. Each of these sections are measuring something different. So if I can get agreement across all 3 sections, I've got a high probability trade. So I'm going to count how many of the lines up here are consistent with what I'm seeing here, which is sell. The 2 orange lines are telling me sell, the thick orange line and the thin orange line. The blue lines are inversely related. So when blue is going up, that means sell. So dotted blue is going up, thick blue is going down, which means buy. So I got 3 of the 4 telling me sell. So I need to have a minimum of 3 of the 4 telling me sell. So now I'm going to jump down to my pressure, and I want these lines either going down, indicating sell, or I want the red line on top, which is what I have. So I've got 7 points here. And I've got a point from every section. So 1 point here, 3 points here, and 3 points here. When I have so I see the setup, USD, JPY, and it's a sell. Next thing I want to do, if I go back to my checklist, come on, checklist, is do I have confirmation that this is a good trade? And I'm going to get confirmation if this setup is good by looking at the 2 and 4 hour chart on this pair. So to look at the 2 and 4 hour chart on this pair, I am going to open up a chart that that shows me different time periods of all the same pairs. So here's a 2 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, and a day. So we're going to make this, and actually it's USP JPY, so we are right on target. I don't have to change it. So what I'm looking at basically is I want to see that the 2 hour is overbought and the 4 hour is overbought. And if the 2 hour is overbought and the 4 hour is overbought, when I have this sell signal here, if this weakens, so you see my little kink here that I didn't like, if this weakens, we will eventually get the trade because we're overbought. So these lines aren't going down right now. That's okay, but they're overbought. Eventually, they're going to be coming down. Same here. So both of these are overbought. Miners are starting to come down. Here they're entering the channel. Here they're not quite as steep as they are in the 2 hour. That's okay. I just want to know that they're both overbought, and they are. So, and my idea being that if this trade doesn't materialize like I think, it will materialize a little later. It's just going to take longer to happen. You know, my goal is to get in and out as quickly as I can, but if I'm going to be off, I want to have a backup that I can still get out of the trade. So now that I see that I'm happy with that setup, I want to know what's the trade worth. And to figure out what the trade is worth, I'm going to look at the candlesticks and figure out what the trend is and where the support and resistance is. So this is a little bit more than what we teach you in the trial. So I am going to open up a clean chart, and I still haven't figured out how to save these right, but let's go to, this should be a candlestick chart, and I'm going to change it to USD JPY, USD JPY, and I am looking to see what the trend is. So the trend is, how has the pair been moving recently? So here you clearly see there's a big uptrend. It's kind of flattened out. We had a week or so of a downtrend, back to up, kind of down, kind of up. Long term, you could even argue that this is just an all one big uptrend. The reason I want to know the trend is it's going to dictate how many pips I take. So if I'm trading with the trend versus against the trend, I am going to take more pips than I might otherwise take. So here we can argue we're kind of trading into an uptrend. You know, I don't know if we'd call this a downtrend or not. If it is, we've kind of certainly broken out of it, starting to go up again. So, or this is kind of sideways. So the trend here isn't very strong in my opinion. So now I want to try to put some support and resistance on here. Support and resistance are spots where the candles seem to naturally stop. So it stopped right in here. It stopped right in here. It's kind of stopping in here, over here, over here. I want to know where those spots are because I want to make my take profit inside of these lines because it's going to take longer for it to trade through those lines, and I want to just get in and out. So right in here, there's a little stopping. Right in here, there's a little stopping. In here, there's a little stopping. I'll put one below, and then maybe one above. One below. So kind of right in here, in here, in here, over here, over here. On the euro dollar, on a 1 hour chart, these tend to be about 30 pips apart, 30, 40 pips apart. Here you can see there's a little slight difference in the width of these. So I'm going to pull this out so I can see it a little bit better. Oops. Come on. And all right. Then I want to know how much room do I have from where we are now to where the next resistance line is. So coming down, I've got 40 pips. You can see it up in the top left, 39 pips. Going up, I've got 10 pips. So 39 down and 10 up. So there's 50 pips between 50 pips here. So 10 up and 39 down. Oops, let's lock that in. And I'm just thinking about how I want to describe the trend. You know, if we look long term, it was kind of an uptrend. If we look here, it seems to be a little bit of an uptrend over the last 5 days from the 23rd to today. It's went up, came back, went up. So I'm going to say that we are trading into an uptrend. So I'm going to take a little bit less than I might normally take. So 19 pips here, 9 pips here, 15 pips here. Let me take one more look. I should have saved that. Wow, this has moved while we've been talking. These lines weren't quite as deep. This line is now more than halfway. When we were talking, it was up here. This line is crossed. This is about to cross. And we've got the red line on top, and the green line is flat, horizontal. And it's spreading. So the green line is about to go down. Let's go ahead and take a 15 pip sell here, a 15 pip sell. So I am going to take my MetaTrader 4. If you're working in the simulator, you can do this in the simulator. I am going to find USD JPY. If you don't have USP JPY, just go to File, New Chart, and it should be right in the top group here. Once you have USD JPY up, you will go to the second row and go to New Order. I am going to check that my symbol is correct, USD JPY. I am going to look at how much is in my account. This is a demo account. There's $8,100 in it. So I am going to adjust my lot size to 0.81. I'm just going to move the decimal place over 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to keep my margin in check, and I can have 2 open trades at a time if I follow this rule. And I'm not going to worry about my stop loss or take profit right at the moment. I just want to get the trade in. So it's going to be a sell by market. Click the red button. It records it down below. I am going to right-click anywhere along the recorded trade and then go to Modify and Delete and left-click. And it opens up this window that allows me to put in what the take profit is and the stop loss is. And MetaTrader 4 has this nice little feature that will figure out the pips for me. So 15 pips is 150 points. I just add an extra 0 to it. And then if I click this little blue copy button, it does the math and figures it out for me. And we are going to put a stop loss of 3 times that. 3 times 15 pips is 45 pips. Again, to convert pips to points, I add an extra 0. I click the red copy as button, and it does the math for me. Then I go to Modify, and it puts all the numbers in. And I like to pull it down so I can see where we're at. And I am happy with that. So we took a trade, a sell trade on the USD JPY, sell on the USD JPY with a take profit of 135,228, 135,228, and a stop loss of 135,833, 135,833. Let's see if we have anything else. I'm going to, now that trade required 4 steps. 1, I had to find the setup. 2, I had to confirm the setup. 3, I had to figure out what the trade was worth by determining the trend and where the support and resistance were, and then calculate what the trade is worth. So that takes a little bit of time to do that. I'm going to show you a second trade, a second signal that's different from that signal. That's kind of a little rote signal. If you see this, it's worth this. It's a little similar to what we show you with the trial. So this is a scalp trade. It's called the thick orange line trade. And basically, I'm looking to see what, and we're going to go back to our 6 light majors. I am looking to see what, where the thick orange line is. When the thick orange line is as high as it can go, it is at 10. When it is as low as it can go, it is at 0. When the thick orange line, since it's a scaled number, when it's at 10, it's thinking, hey, there's no more up in the movement. I've gone as far as I can go. If it's gone as far as I can go, that's a good time to sell. Likewise, when it's at 0, it thinks, hey, there's no more down in this movement. If there's no more down in the movement, that's a good time to buy. But as with all of our trading strategies, we don't just rely on one piece of information. We want something to corroborate that. And we corroborate it by taking a look at what's happening with the TNT or with the majors and minors. So I am looking for, and this trade, by the way, is only good at the top of the hour when there's less than 5 minutes left in the hour. Right now, we've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the hour. So as the candle changes, we're looking to get a little snap when the market's either way overbought or way oversold. So we're looking for 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either. So 8 isn't close enough, 6 isn't close enough, 10. So 10 says, hey, there's no more up in the movement. But if I look down to where my majors and minors are, they're oversold. They're telling me, hey, there's way more up in the movement. So I want these lines to be way above the blue line. And when they're way above the blue line, I've got a good trade. So I've got condition 1, but I don't have condition 2. I am 0 USD Canadian dollar. So that's telling me that there's no more down in the movement and the lines are way below the red. So I've got this set up. Now, normally if we have this set up, we're going to take the trade. The one thing, the one other factor I like to see is I want the lines to have crossed the channel, to have gone from overbought to oversold. Right now, the lines have been hanging out down here for the last 4 hours. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 5 hours, the lines have been below the red line. What this trade does is when we go from one side to the other, it's like pulling an elastic band. And when the candle changes, there's like a little snap. We don't get that snap if these lines have been down here. So I'm going to pass on this one. 4 isn't close enough. 0, yes. These lines are going through the channel, but they got still a ways to go. They're not overbought. If these lines here were like these lines, coming from overbought to oversold, this would be good. So we're going to pass. Let's go to a second group. So here are some non-US pairs. Basically, I've cloned that original chart and just changed the pairs. So 0, yes, but my majors and minors aren't where they need to be. They need to be down here below the oversold. 5 isn't close enough. 5 isn't close enough. 3 isn't close enough. 3 isn't close enough. 1.7 isn't close enough. So let's take a look at the next group. So this is a really quick trade that I can just go, and if I see what I want, it's worth 5 pips. No heavy lifting. So 0.6 is close enough to 0, within 1 of 0, but my majors and minors aren't where I want them to be. This isn't close enough. 3 isn't close enough. 5, no. 7, no. 5, no. Nothing there. And let's see this last grouping. 5, no. 0.5, yes, that's within 1 of 0. But my majors and my minors are down here, and they've already started to go up, but my majors are in the channel going down. So no. 3 isn't close enough, but these majors and minor lines, this would be good. No, no, no. So we got nothing. Going back, to summarize, we took a trade on the USD JPY, a sell trade with a take profit of 135.228 and a stop loss of 135.883. I expect this trade to close between the next hour to 3 hours. Next 1 to 3 hours. It's already about halfway there. Let's see what we've got for questions. Yeah, I saw that, John. That's annoying. I was talking to them last week before they used to let you wire funds. John is mentioning that CoinEx has changed their procedure for adding or taking money out of your account. You used to be able to wire funds to them and they actually used to wire funds back, but now they've switched over that you've got to go through crypto to do it. I don't like it either. I am guessing with the way crypto market is right now that pretty soon they're gonna change back, because it's going to be annoying to a lot of people. I've sent them a message. Turnkey is the same right now, and those are right now the two brokers that I have confidence in. So if I come up with another solution, I will let you know. But I noticed that last week also. I wanted to do a couple things, and that's caused me to postpone what I wanted to do, because it's a couple extra steps that I don't like, because I'm not familiar with it. It's just easier to wire money, so I wish I would go back to that. Okay, gang. We will be doing this again tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. So glad you were able to join me. We are here to make you great traders. Our tools work once you're trained on how to use them, and the skill of being able to trade is life changing. It will give you extra income, especially now when times are tight, and also will allow you to the time independence that you want, and it'll allow you to do things such as take a look at things like this. The new Range Rover Land Rover. They want $176,000 for this, and these guys are pigs. They're charging 25 grand over the marketplace. But again, if you're able to trade, it's just, it's an extra week's worth of work. So, all right, gang, thanks for being here. We will see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.